one of those hunters' lives is the winner, and people and natives compete over that, like who's the best at it, and there's real results. You know what I mean?
No more killing the rattlesnakes and the coyotes and the forgotten allies.
These hunters have names and they have residences, they have addresses, and we can find them, and we should find them. It's our duty as Native people to this Western Hemisphere to find them. Not only find them, but also make their lives, more interesting, to say the least. Like for them to be thinking. It doesn't have to be anything negative or violent or deathly. It could be just life and subtle. It could be like a thought-provoking movie or a thought-provoking album that zeroes in on them, and everybody's in the whole world's looking at them. All right, and we can spotlight these hunters, like, as Native indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, and we should. I mean, why? How long should we have to watch our relatives be tortured through the inhumane treatment of the people of the Eastern Hemisphere? And that's not everybody of the Eastern Hemisphere. It's just those who take them seriously in the Eastern Hemisphere. And we all need to work together to help them not take themselves so seriously, because they're too serious. And so part of it is just putting a spotlight on them and mirroring them and being aware of them. More important, being aware, like a wolf, of the flow of them, the bEast mentality. And we know we're the BeLessed. Look at the res. We're BeLessed, blessed.
Blessed coast.
That's the primary ingredient to create the best. Is the BeLessed, the blessed. And their bEast mentality, whether it's Africa, Asia, or Europe. You know what I mean? Like collectively, they didn't do something right to hold each other accountable and in balance. And so now they're all suffering this big travesty, this big humiliation, this big embarrassment, this big upset. All of them are humiliated, and they should be. Look what they unleashed into the Western Hemisphere. Look what we're still surviving, we're still enduring, and we're still here to remind them, you better be embarrassed. Your voice better quiver when I'm around. You know what I mean? As a Western Hemispheric being.
Do you think of the Turtle Islanders that we are failing to do something collectively in the same fashion? Some fires?
Yeah, I think that collectively we're not holding ourselves responsible to have that kind of intensity. I think that we're just letting each other get off with, because we feel so pitiful for each other, like, oh, they had to go through a lot, so we shouldn't really bother. Let that tribe do what that tribe does, and our tribe will do what our tribe does, and that tribe will do what their tribe does. But nah, man, like, we shouldn't be tolerating that. We should be, like, in a good way, not in a negative way where there's gonna be consequences for them to fear, but more of like, we're gonna keep doing what we're gonna do collectively as tribes, not as this tribe or that tribe. And I think too many tribes let the other tribes get away with it, and as whole tribes don't confront other whole tribal units. You don't really see that too much, and I think we need to see more of that.
Do you think that all these tribes and these nations within our island could benefit from maybe intertribal clowns weaving through the communities?
Well, I think the clowns are the natives who slip through the cracks of this system. I think those are the ones being clowned, but naturally they're just the energy of the clown. And so naturally they have a huge critique on this whole, what it means to be native, or what it means to be subjected and enduring and surviving the invasion and the onslaught and the disease of the Eastern Hemisphere, the bEast. And it's also a healing. It's a the bEast was sick and it needs to get healthy. The bEast mentality needs to get healthy, and that's why they came here to us, because they knew the most advanced medicines were in the Western Hemisphere. They knew the most advanced plants of health were here in the Western Hemisphere. They knew the best animals in the whole world were right here in the Western Hemisphere, like the buffalo. was so many, the grizzly, it was really balanced. So that's the primary reason we didn't need guns, or any kind of, or we didn't need to develop past the bow, or the knife, or because we had things like the grizzlies who worked with us, and things like the wolf. And when you have that, you don't need to waste your time trying to figure out how to make the gun. You're already empowered. Why would you need a gun when you can do it more natural? See, a gun is taking that empowerment energy out of the naturalness of it and putting it into a mechanical form that is to create fear. Like that's
maybe in the bEast,
to try to
maybe in
elicit fear.
Maybe in the bEast, the gun becomes the people, but out here, the people become the arrow.
Or the bear.
Or
the wolf. They become a wolf. I mean, imagine how powerful it would be, like if here comes one person with their gun, and then all of a sudden you just see a native by themselves, but then all of a sudden they walk forward and about 10 other wolves, all scattered through the forest, just like make a move too with them in unison, solidarity. That's like Malcolm, but it's with wolves, it's with bears, it's with birds, I mean, how empowering is that? Like, the gun means nothing now. It's I mean, in the face of that, you can't kill all the wolves. And why would you want to kill something as amazing as that, as a person, just real calm person too, just in unison with that pack of wolves? All right.
What do you think about
or a grizzly, or whatever.
In short as answer as possible, to flip the script, what do you think is how relevant do you think cannabis and hemp is within Indian country?
Well, I think, they talked about the buffalo being given to the native people of the Western Hemisphere for the way of life and sustenance and well-being, and that a good spirit who gave them that would also take it away from them and give them something in replace of that, which is the hemp, cannabis, daybreak start, or for sustenance. And through that, the buffalo can come back, the horse nation, the wolf, all the other, beings of the Western Hemisphere can make their comeback through the cannabis and the hemp. And I think people like Black Elk and Fool's Crow, they were aware of that, of the Thunder Being connection, the enlightenment process, the enlightening and enlightenment process. That's why they call it the daybreak start herb, or the four-rate herb. And it grew right where the flowering tree used to be, in the center of the people's attention. And so I think that for when it bloomed and it blossomed, the horses pranced and neighed, and the people were happy.